time.
You're a man. That's never going to happen.
How rude. But probably true. As I told my doctor once, my old workout plan was, here, watch this. It's not the safest, but hey.
Oh, hey, look, we're there. What's up, guys?
Oh, hey, look, we're there.
Whoops.
What's up, guys? Oh, we're there. What's up, guys?
What the hell?
I was this close to saying, look, I got it to work this time. And
Oh, my God.
boom.
My ears. Let's try that again. Aloha. Welcome to Magickal Coffee Hour. I'm Belinda. And that guy down there, over there, whichever direction I'm
over
facing
here.
at this time, 'cause I'm a little confused, is Drake, the not so electronically comprehensive working dragon mystic.
You're the one that lets me
What's up,
run
Drake?
this shit.
Oh, what is up, bro?
The volume.
Yeah, ow. Today was the wrong day to wear headphones. What's up, guys? Hey, Peachy, love you, darling. Hey, Alex, Witchy Kit, Ella, TC's Life, hey, Drago, Orion. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Jacob Beavers, I saw you up there getting hype. Guys, it has been an energetically draining week. Like, I'm drained. I'm just going to be straight up with you guys right now. No amount of crystals or sage or chanting is going to recharge me quickly. So I talked it over with Drake. And with all y'all's blessings, we're going to kind of have a little bit of a magical coffee hour and ramblings crossover today where we're just going to chat with you, hang out, and just talk at each other and talk at you if that's okay.
Hey, Moonkit. Hey, Mathis. Good to see y'all.
Mathis, hey. Mooncat. Oh.
And Hellcat. We got both of you in here tonight.
And there's Halloween. Aloha, darling. Looks like we have a full house.
And there's Santa.
Damn. Oh, we got some Bacardi going on. We're getting hyped. This is my kind of coffee hour. This is the kind of drained I'm feeling today. I had to bust out a rock star. That is my level of drain.
I'm on pot 6 of Death Wish.
Oh, I mean, you shouldn't be popping any more Death Wish right now, just because I don't know if I can keep up with you tonight. That is the level I'm at, guys. I don't know if I can keep up with Drake.
Energetically, you usually can, but can you keep up with me mentally? Because, that whole shaman
no.
batshit stuff.
Not me right now. Like, mentally, I feel like I have ran a marathon and then decided, you know what, sounds great. Let's go back in time and join in on Vietnam, because that just sounds like a great idea. That is how mentally drained I am. Just like stayed up all night, getting my face pounded in, and then running a marathon. It just sounds like a great time.
Well, technically, there's a lot of energetic hokiness going on pretty much everywhere right now. That's part of it. Everybody's feeling it.
Hell yeah, Hellcat. Congratulations. Got the house.
Yes, they did.
Hell yeah. So it's a time of the year for me mostly. At least that's what I've been blaming it on. May 16th is not a good day for me, and I kind of ignored that fact, and it just kind of snuck up on me, and I just, nope.
Yeah, I can do it.
And then a few days prior to that, I don't know what the hell happened to me, but I've been staying up until like 2 o'clock in the morning on a daily basis and waking up at like 6 for no reason.
Yeah. See, last night proved my point that I shouldn't behave. Because I behaved and I went to bed at what most people would consider a reasonable time. And that just screwed my whole sleep schedule up and I didn't sleep at all. All because I tried to behave.
Whoa, India. Siddhant Sawant, welcome.
Morning. Good to see you again.
That one I can drink too.
It's 5:30.
Good morning.
Ooh.
Come here. Why are you looking at me like that? You're not allowed to stare at me all creepily. Come here.
Uh-oh.
Behaving is pretty underrated.
It really is.
I've been
Behaving
trying it.
is highly underrated. It ain't no fun.
So how's everybody's week going? What are you guys up to? Well, good day, Ella. Good morning. Did you say hello to everybody, sir? Did you say hi? Did you say hi? No, they're not over there. Okay. I love you too. 5'7". Yep, that would be my corgi star. The other two, they were misbehaving, so they got put in the kettle for a little bit. Oh, I said, what are you up to? I'm
5'7". Yeah, they're up to 5'7". Went over her head. Not hard to do.
It's true. What kind of weather you got going on? What's going on?
Congrats, Halloween. You're going to enjoy working with Terrafana, I think.
We got another smartass in the chat over there. I'm just letting you know. Santa Smart said 6'5".
Well, it was Ani who said 5'7", so.
I said we have another smartass in there.
Oh, I love
you're
storms.
in California?
I love storms.
Are you in California, or are you saying you're in Canada? Because if you're in California, we need a talk, girl. Because I need to know north, central, or south, because you know, I'm going to have some things to talk about.
Oh, and quick update from Friday. Those who have asked about the live streaming classes. The logistics of those are looking really, really good. I may be able to actually get the first one posted for sign-up sooner than I thought.
Ani, I'm sending you a message. I'm being a creeper now. I don't care, Santa. I'm still going to be harassing your wife in Discord now. Just letting you know. Why do I not see the? Okay, there it is.
Did you break the phone?
I broke my phone. It's a new phone too, so I'm hoping I didn't break my phone. I just broke my app. No big deal. Ani, you're getting a message.
So, any pop culture or magic randomness questions y'all want to throw at us? Feel free. Tonight's your night to just hit us with it.
Factuals. Also, I am going to say D&D is off the topic list for today. Just letting you know. No magical questions about D&D, because that's going to be a very soon future topic. Hint, hint. Nudge, nudge. Giggle, giggle.
Don't worry, I'll forget by the end of the show.
I won't.
I'll forget by the...
I won't, and then I'll end up correcting you on what you say. I mean, we can discuss D&D. Just don't bring up the magic.
Oh, God, because... Well, it's been like the last 4 weeks I've messaged you, and it's like, what are we doing? I already told you. I have no memory of that.
Zidant wants to know, what was your age when you first started into magic? Don't worry, Hellcat. It wasn't anything super important.
Me personally, technically I started studying and researching roughly around the age of 13 to 15. But I didn't really dive in hard and heavy and official until my, I want to say 22-ish.
So in other words, that was like 200 years ago.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while. And yeah, I've been going strong ever since. I mean, when I started, I told myself I was going to do work daily, and I think there's only been 1 or 2 weeks, and those were when I was in the hospital, that I have not kept that commitment. Which I don't recommend hospitals.
We have a lot of youngins in the chat right now.
Oh, we do.
All these youngins. I just want to put you on the bucket and protect all of you. My little baby has been found. He has now contacted.
Don't worry, Halloween. We'll get around to it.
Don't worry, Halloween. I answered your question in Discord. That's why I said hint, hint, nudge, nudge. You know, if you guys want to talk about D&D, we just need to, just keep it off the magic concept for a little bit, just so we can be ready for when we have that discussion on stream, like the whole stream.
Yeah. Honestly, this is something we'll talk about more detail later. But when it does come to age, I really do say...
Lord Neo.
I really say, 16 is about the earliest I'd say dive in deep. So 17 and 18 is definitely good. Free magic missile.
Pew pew.
Considering I actually have a recipe for magic missile meatballs, that actually sounds pretty good right now.
Oh my god, the next season of Sabrina cannot get here soon enough. Ugh. I am dying to watch it. Okay, sorry. That was a little extreme. I'm sorry, guys. I thought I just saw I saw you react to my message or my answer.
Maybe you didn't saw what you thought you saw.
She reacted to my answer. She just apparently forgot she reacted to my answer. It's okay though.
I'm kind of curious what
okay.
they're going to do with the next season, because the way they ended that last one was just like, okay. Because really, you could stop the whole show right there and it'd end fine. But they won't.
What, with Sabrina?
Yeah.
Dude, they could go so far with it though. Like, I mean, granted, the whole... Spoiler alert! The whole Queen of Hell bullshit that they pulled. I don't like it. I don't like it. You're right. They could just end it right there and it'd be fine. But at the same time, I don't like how they ended it.
Yeah.
If they ended the series right there, I would actually be very angry with it. Like, it's a nice ending, but at the same time,
Yeah, it's a nice, neat ending, but there's a lot of... It also opens up so many story possibilities. Mm-hmm. So I see where you're at there. And Hellcat, you'll be happy to know that me and Linda are actually connivingly planning an actual full recipe coffee hour at one point. We just actually want both of us at the same house, because we're planning on cooking a bunch of different foods, specifically from the Necronomicon, which is a Necronomicon cookbook that my wife got me. And we'll be trying those recipes on camera. So... We might actually have to do a food episode. Just you cook a few things on your end, I cook a few things on my end. And
I mean, it's almost lunchtime. I can just go start making my lunch right now.
Not right now. No. We'll save it for an actual thing. What the? Is Cerebus more like Fluffy from Harry Potter? That's actually a really good question. Honestly, I've seen Cerberus show up in both ways. One where he definitely looks more just like a traditional dog, only very, very, very big. He actually would make Fluffy look tiny. Of course, he did have 3 heads. And I have seen him look more hellhoundish, where it's more the rigid body, the fiery eyes, and all that. So I think it's whatever mood strikes him. And it really is mood, because I've seen, at one point I thought it was if he was more in a bad mood, he looked more hellhoundish. When he was more playful, he looked, more traditional dog. No, because I've full on seen him in full happy puppy play mode as a hellhound. That you will not get out of your head. It is adorable.
There was an Instagram post, and I know this has to deal with werewolves rather than Cerberus. However, I would love to see this happen. Somebody made a comment like, what if instead of a werewolf, be like a teacup Pomeranian were thing? And it showed like the dude going from like a 6 foot plus gorgeous man, and then as soon as the full moon comes, he's like this tiny little fluffy puppy thing. I would love to see that as Cerberus. This little fluffy Cerberus.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
That's a pen.
Oh, I just see like your hand doing this. I'm like, are you stroking out over there? Like, are you okay? I know it's been a bit like a rough week, Fred, but I mean, don't you call 911 from all the way over here?
Well, first off, logistically, this don't work. But, I thought you had more knowledge base than that. I guess I was mistaken.
I mean, like, all I can see is, like, your hand, and you're just kind of staring, and all I see is, like,
well, I was trying to read.
So I wasn't sure.
Don't worry, I put the pen down.
Like, oh, my God,
I put the pen down.
Don't dehydrate. It's my job to die, not yours.
Hey, go out and die and go out on top, Views and subs are high, go out now.
Just go out with a bang. I mean, you're at 1.4K right now.
Yeah, we actually broke 400K, or 1,400.
400K? Yeah. That would be great if it was at 400K.
Yeah, I'd already be dressing in drag at that point, big time.
Mm-hmm. Sweetheart, I think we'd be paying for your surgery at that point.
No, that is not on the table.
Just kidding. What? I think you would look great with a nice new chest. Get some pec implants. Get you some.
It's actually fascinating to start working with entities and get to contact and spend time talking with them. Honestly, just sitting down and talking with them is my favorite thing, because you can learn so much, and you build a friendship that, well, it's going to last you more than a lifetime.
Hell stuffed meatloaf sounds pretty damn good, and I don't even like meatloaf.
I love meatloaf done right.
I don't know what it is. I just don't understand. I want to like meatloaf because it makes sense to me that I should like meatloaf.
Have you ever had a good meatloaf? Because bad meatloaf is awful.
I make a fantastic meatloaf. I make a fantastic meatloaf. I don't even like it when I make it.
You just have
there's
issues.
There's just something about the texture of regular meatloaf. Now, I will eat my buffalo bombs I sent you, and I'll even make that with regular beef. So I'll eat my bombs, but like just regular.
Damn it, no dying.
I know. Aww.
Is that whole spirit animal thing sound? Is it real? What?
I would assume meaning our having a spirit animal. Is it real?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, that is real. It does shift through time. Sometimes it's not always just one spirit animal the whole time. But yeah, there are generally spirits that you will align with, and nature being a part of our world. No matter who you are, in one way or another, you're going to align with nature. And that's going to be what helps to draw in that spirit animal. And that animal could either A, be one that you align with really, really well, or it could literally be a direct contradiction to you because you have to learn things.
Mm-hmm.
And you can get stuck with more than one spirit animal, too.
Bring it in.
So yeah, spirit animal is totally real. And yes, you could actually have a spirit animal that is a beagle. I know a magician from Jamaica, and his spirit animal is a blue tick hound, which baffles me because he described the dog to me because he was unfamiliar with the breed, and I was like, I know that dog, so I actually had to take him out to some country boy's house and show him what a blue tick hound was. I thought the man was going to cry when he saw what a physical blue tick hound looked like.
Okay, so Daunt wants to know how much time did it take for you to actually create a concrete connection with an entity, like you were damn sure that they were present at that moment?
That's a tricky question. The way I do it is my practice is very results based.
Like for notice.
So I would start working with the entity, talking with them, trying to look up answers as best I could. But when I'm working with them, I'm actually looking for those real world results to manifest.
Yeah.
And that's really, for me, when I knew that that this was actually real and happening. Now, once you start working with like your astral sanctum, trance work, and you've trained up your arcane sight and arcane hearing, it doesn't take long because you start, at first you're asking, is this voice just me making it up? But then you start realizing this information coming as stuff. There's no way you can't know it. You have no access to this information. So it's just one of those repetitive practices. And the scientist in me fell into it full tilt. So I took everything as is, I applied it as is, I stepped outside the doubt, and I waited for the manifestations and everything to start producing results or not. And I'd say it was probably 8 to 10 results in before I was like, okay, this is no longer coincidence.
And then Lord Neo says, I don't understand, what are the things that entities teach? Do they give you advice about your life and life goals, etc., or only things about magic, or both?
Both. They can teach you magics that are not recorded in any book. And they can help you with your life and your life goals. So, for example, one of the reasons, if you've ever heard me refer to the arcane pillars that the dragons teach, the reason the dragons teach those is if you master those 3 arcane pillars, at that point,
how will you stop?
You can journey into the multiverse and look for entities to find information. You no longer have to constantly be buying occult books. I don't buy a lot of occult books anymore unless it's to review for other people or just out of curiosity. I really don't. Which I got a question to review my occult library, which I'm going to do. Hopefully y'all's not too disappointed with it. But yeah, so you're constantly learning magics that they're just not published and ways of doing things that you've never thought of. But it's not just magic. They can help you with your life. Perfect example. I've recently gotten big into investing. And I know a lot of people thinks that's boring. Well, Odin and Zephyrsil are 2 of the people helping me with my investing. As is Exboonwell. Exboonwell's helping too. Because they have that knowledge and logistics, and they're good with numbers, and they can see a larger picture than what I can. So they're helping me with that. I've even had entities help me cook. I think it was Hades. Hades had a penchant for chili. And anytime I was making chili, he had something to chime in.
This is the last throw for you.
So when I say they can get involved in your daily life, I mean they can. And they love it.
This is the last one. Last time. Sidon also says, can you tell him more about real world results? Actually, he's actually fascinated to know everything that he can, and literally waits to come to the lives.
Okay. Well, the real world results are, it's how your spells and or workings would manifest. So, for example, the prosperity spell that's on my channel. That's actually the spell I utilized to take me from full-on bankruptcy, negative, could not pay my bills, to where I am today and having a savings account.
Ew.
We went from negative to savings account in like a year. What the crap is that thing?
It's part of a snowman. It's the head of a snowman. You're supposed to put treats for the eyes and the nose. But
Oh, okay.
the dogs get a little too possessive of it if you put treats in it.
So, being able to manifest and turn something around that drastically, that quickly, that's one example of a real world results, which that was a long-term spell. It was specifically designed to open prosperity pathways long-term for advancement. My wife wanted a vehicle. She knew exactly what she wanted. She wanted it brand new. And I'll be honest, it was not in the budget, so I used Magic. 3 days later, she has the exact car she wants, 3 miles on it, fully loaded, a few things that she didn't even know she wanted on it, but she loves it anyway. And we got it well in under what we could afford. Well in under. All because of Magic.
Give me that boogie. Give me that eye
But
boogie.
for me, honestly, I think one of my favorite manifestations I got, and it's because it was so quick. I'd had strep for weeks. The antibiotics weren't kicking it. I turned to rune magic. And by the time I finished the Golder spell, not even finished it and waited, but before I actually finished the spell, my head completely cleared up. So it's just like there's no stuffiness. My ears popped. I could hear. And my throat had literally stopped hurting. And my first thought was from the Goldering, my throat had gone numb. The thing was, I still had my voice, and it never came back. Nor did my stuffy nose or anything. It just, boom. In under 5 minutes, done. So it's those kind of real life experiences that you really can't put in a book. You really can't tell what it's like until you experience it. But when you experience it, it's freaking cool.
Okay, so Daniel says Merkaba meditation. I'm not 100% sure what that was a reference to when it popped up. Santa Smurf says, you said it's possible to have more than one spirit animal. Is it possible to have 3? Peachy is planning on talking with Hades about having a hellhound puppy over chili. And Sedant says, tried the basic candle magic spell, had white candles, so just wrote what I wanted and did what it said. Let's see what happens. Hope for the best results.
Not real sure on the Merkaba meditation. That's not a term I'm familiar with right off. Of course, it could be I'm tired.
And also Daniel with the 888. I don't know what that was.
Yes, you can have more than 2 even. I generally have 3 spirit animals lurking around me. And 2 of them's wolves and 2 of them's ravens. And they like... And it's weird because one of the ravens and one of the wolves have just made best friends, and they're the most mischievous little shits.
There is a symbiotic relationship between wolves and ravens in the wild.
This is true.
Yeah, guys, I actually am kind of smart when it comes to animals.
Actually, I kind of had the same thought at first when I first saw it.
That's pretty much the only thing I'm smart on, so don't ask me anything else. Quit looking like that, okay? You don't need it. Matthias says Merkaba is the light body. And Halloween says, I don't know if I want to work with Hades or not, but I want to be able to pet all the dogs I can, both in the physical and astral realms. So I feel that, Peachy.
Sit when you are doing a spell, no matter what it is, try not to doubt it and try not to linger on it, because your doubt can ground out your own energy. And if you're constantly thinking about it, you're also not releasing that energy. Those are two of the trickiest things when you're doing spell work. And yeah, petting all the dogs is fun. You got to do it. I'm a dog person. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, light body meditation's a lot of fun. Though you do have to make sure when you're using the light body meditation, you're keeping your energy balanced. I have seen people utilize it and push their energy one way or the other too far. And then this creates chaos in aspects of their life, and they're unsure why. And it's because that energy is unbalanced, and that can, swing things one way or the other. Actually, Odin has wolves too. In the lore, he has 2 wolves that are always by his side, and he actually feeds them from the table. Because in the myths, Odin rarely, if ever, eats. He usually sustains himself on meat alone, or mead alone. So the wolves are actually, he's always giving his to them. You'll see there's a constant theme of self-sacrifice through Odin. Hecate does have a couple hounds with her.
Black dogs.
Yeah.
She about them black dogs.
I've only seen them a couple times, but they make me think more of fae hounds than hellhounds. But I don't want to say for sure because I've not spent enough time working with her where I'm going to make that call.
Come here. Come here. Merkaba is the meditation related to activating energies, which is related to a symbol formed by combining 2 tetrahedrons, the opposite points representing energy coming from the universe. Does Odin or other entities know what happens when a human dies? And Daniel says star tetrahedron. Star, get over here.
Yeah, there's a lot of entities that essentially will talk you through what happens when human dies. And culture can come into play. There's no one singular road when that happens. The only common is the other side. That's pretty much the only commonality. But yeah, if you're interested in learning about it, Odin's great to work with. He has a lot of knowledge in there. If you are working with the Norse, Hel herself is great to talk to, of course. Because other than Odin, she is like one of the major death entities. And even Freya actually has aspects of it in her, so she's also knowledgeable to learn from in that area. Of course, Hades, that's another one you could talk to. So any of your entities that work within that death realm, you could talk to and learn from about it.
Oh, let's see here. Cute doggo jumps through my... Please don't jump through my screen. This is an old computer. I don't know if it could handle that.
Probably not.
Hellcat says, glad you fixed the technical issues for the stream. Have you had a chance to try your drone? I didn't know you got a drone. When did this happen?
I didn't get a drone.
And then, yeah, the Morrigan has said that as much to me. Can you do a barrel roll?
I don't know. I know I got a GoPro, but I didn't get a drone. I just
The
got
GoPro drone is pretty awesome, though.
I just got a GoPro. It's just the although it did come with this little thing here that I can put on my head, and I guess it films what I'm looking at. I do plan to test this out to see how accurate it is. Because if so, that's going to make filming rituals and spell work so much easier.
High five. Good luck. Things yet to arrive, it seems.
Wait, what? Somebody send me a drone? What the frick?
And how I get back from higher dimensions. Oh, I thought you said you did. Oh, so how is that going? How's the GoPro going?
The GoPro's going really good. Getting back from higher dimensions is pretty easy. Honestly, you just think about your body and focus on it, and you'll go straight back to your body.
There's nothing in there.
If anything, the harder part's staying out of your body. And if you ever get back and you feel disconnected, just grab you something to eat or drink. It'll ground you out easily.
This one?
But no, I'm actually enjoying the GoPro, though I did have to get the little battery charger for it, which people, I don't know who designed GoPro, but y'all must be tiny, because I got the battery charger. In the picture, it looked like a big battery charger. I was trying to figure out where I'd have room for it. This charges 2 batteries at once.
Yeah.
This little tiny nothing.
This one.
So the only downside to the GoPro is I got big old giant hands, but it's not overly sensitive on the screen, so it works really well.
Can you leave Earth and for example, go to Mars in astral travel?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. This one.
You can even run on the rings of Saturn if you want, though you got to do a lot of jumping because obviously it's not a solid ring, but you can do it.
This one. This one. You sure? Speaking of different planes, have you or do you know of anyone who has attempted to open more permanent portals to other realms? Other Realms is the name of the comic book store down in
I do know of people who have attempted it and have done it. And there's actually quite a few natural portals to other realms if you know how to look for them. Which when I do the astral travel and soul travel class, once I get around to filming it, I'm actually going to talk about how to find those portals. But like Tuesday, we got the rules for the Fey realms coming up, and one of the things we talk about is fairy circles, which even though most fairy circles aren't permanent, they are natural portals. So you can utilize those as portals, though again, watch the video on the rules of the Fey, which is coming out Tuesday, because you want to make sure you follow the rules before you go trespassing. But yeah, you can find portals. It's just a matter of knowing what you're looking for. There's actually a really freaking awesome portal right near me where I live, over in a park. You leave the natural, the paved part of the park, the path that's meant to be a path, and you can find, there's at least 2 or 3 portals in that park alone.
You talking about
Red Wing.
Red? Yep. I love Red Wing. I missed it.
Evening, Rust.
How did you get muddy nails? She's vicious.
Oh yeah.
Watch out, guys. So it eats your face. Right, Star?
Do portals last a long time? It really depends on how they're constructed. See, the thing with energy that you got to remember is energy flows like water, so you have to have a way to anchor it, contain it, or continually charge it. If you just take, you could actually take chalk, and on a wall you could actually do the runes and everything to make the portal. And even if they're not wiped off, if all you did was charge it and open it, within a few hours, the portal's going to lose all its energy. Energy bleed out is pretty quick in magic.
Savant wants to know, do entities contact us through our dreams?
Some of them do. Some of them do. I know dragons are really well known for this. If someone's a very vivid dreamer, and the dragons are having trouble getting your attention or you're ignoring them, they have no problems jumping into a dream to get your attention. And some entities, like a big one, is if you start doing shadow work. I've seen this happen a lot. People will start shadow work, get too stressed with it, and decide they want to step back from it. And at that point, entities will actually instead basically drag the shadow work into your dreams, which turns into nightmares or night terrors, because that stuff you're not dealing with is you've churned it up. It's got to be dealt with now.
You're gonna kill each other. Do it in the grass.
So, but yeah, they can definitely do that.
Hellcat, please report back if you find any cool crystals.
I'm working on a spell to create one myself. The easiest way to make a portal in a permanent fashion is you're going to have to anchor it to some energy source of some kind. Most people attempt to do this with ley lines or other large sources of energy in nature. But make sure you ask the land spirits before you go anchoring something. Because, well, it's like rerouting the power in a city. You know, people's going to notice when the power goes out. And they may not take kindly to it.
Daniel wants to know what's shadow work. Halloween wants to know, are there fae that live in our realm, like as their permanent form, or do they always go back in the end? And Savant says he was literally chased by a stranger entity. Looked kind of like the mind flayer from Stranger Things.
I've not seen Stranger Things.
And Lord Neo wants to know, are there goblins?
Oh yeah, there's goblins. Goblins count as a type of fae, and they can be a pain in the rear, but they are real.
I mean, I will say, if you wake me up too early in the morning, you'll get a goblin.
Well, you're short enough. I believe it. So,
I mean, when I broke my nose, I definitely had a goblin nose because it was like all poofy.
yeah.
And
You
gross.
did. I remember that. If it's the picture I'm thinking about.
My beautiful green eye that I had. Oh yeah, it never got a full blown shiner. Just a nice green patch right here.
I don't know what the mind flayer in Stranger Things looks like, though. At some point, I know I'm going to have to watch that show.
If you don't hurry up and watch it, I'm just going to start sending you spoilers until you.
Wait a minute. This is the first time. Wait, hold on. No, time out. Okay, they're like literally plotting to do some kind of live stream for the Dragon movie that I ain't seen. But Stranger Things, I do not think I have been told to watch yet.
I have told you to watch it, especially when I was.
I have no memory of this place.
You don't have a memory of very much. It's okay though.
I have a great memory. It's just usually rusted shut.
It's okay. I'm sending you a picture of the mind flayer right now.
Okay, cool. That'll help.
It basically not daddy long legs, but the ones with the longer, thinner bodies.
Yeah.
Okay, so
that
basically
just sounds downright ugly.
Imagine that, but like 20 feet tall and thick.
Flip it. Okay, I have seen shit like that in both the earth plane and the fire plane. I've seen similar creatures that look like giant.
I got you, friend.
Bouldery, rocky, spider, ugly things. So I have seen things that look similar to that, but I don't know why one. Well, yeah, I don't see why one would be chasing you.
He wants to know, what is it?
The exact one that you saw, I'd be hard pressed to tell. But the two that I saw that look like that were forms of elementals, and both of them were quite large, at least the size of a semi. I didn't stay around and talk to them, so I don't know if they're more animalistic or intelligent. And And Halloween, yes, there are actually fae that live amongst us permanently.
I am not one.
They do take a physical form, and
Low-key crush.
some of you may have even seen them. They look unearthly beautiful. Or even if they're not beautiful, you're just drawn to them. They're extremely charismatic and enchanting. And they really make good hustlers. They can talk you into anything. But yeah, they are. They don't, obviously they try to blend in and hide. Some do better jobs than others. Shadow work is actually where you dive into your subconscious and your deeper psyche. You drag up all those things, your fears, your trauma, all that. And you actually start working through it to heal it and incorporate it and bring that darker half of yourself into balance with the conscious, more lighter side of yourself. There's a video on the channel where I talk about shadow work that goes more into it. It's a pretty intense process, to say the least. According to Linda, I have to watch it, and I do know that's one that's on streaming, so I may queue up an episode or two before I go to bed tonight.
All I'm saying, Drake, is the fact that you and I both have a love for 80s culture, and the entire show is based in the 80s.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, swanky. I miss the 80s.
And I mean,
I never thought I'd miss the 80s, but I miss the 80s.
Do it. Like 80s fashion, 80s music. I mean, it's going to take you back. I didn't live through the 80s, but it still took me back. Hats?
Hats?
I like hats.
I like hats. I have a couple.
I have like 20. Give or take a few extras than that.
See, I got more coats than I got hats. Seffi says I have a coat fetish.
I have a bit of a hat fetish. I mean, I was born 2 years too late to be considered ever being in the 80s at all in my life. But, like, my siblings both grew up in the 80s, so I inherited all of their, like, 80s memorabilia type shit and toys and
Hammer
movies
pants.
and stuff.
So convenient, you could wear them as pants and use them as a sleeping bag later. And you had room for another person.
Once I get to it, how would I track down my familial fae? All you youngins!
You have no idea how old they make me feel up in that server sometimes.
Dude, I just had a guy come into work.
What do you mean by
and
familial fae? I mean, are you like looking to get married, freaky? I mean, or are you just talking?
He was born in 2000, and it's just like, how are you that young? How's that a thing? There is nothing wrong with hammer pants. And 22 is young. Y'all are young adults. It's just insane to me, okay?
Yeah, there's a few of
97?
in my range in here. Yay!
But Hellcat, how far into your career were you?
What?
1997. Hellcat was in the military.
Oh.
And Halloween says like no, like in her blood.
Oh.
Cornoldus, it's okay. You're still gonna be one of my chickens.
Halloween, get with me after the stream.
Somebody said they're 17.
Because that's a very complicated process and answer.
All these babies.
But it will be dealing with both the land spirits and fae near you, as well as you're going to be needing to do some trance work and work within your astral sanctum. And we'll need to get you in touch with a few of the fae dragons. Since you work with dragon magic, that's going to be an easier road to go. But depending on who that fae would be, will depend on how hard it is, because depending on how up along the fae line they are, they could be harder to track down and get a hold of.
Loki. You are not dying.
Oh,
Be
you're
a
talking
dog
to the
for
dog.
once. Yes, I'm yelling at, Loki, God, over there. He's hanging out by my TV, yelling at me for whatever reason.
I actually
My dog.
graduated in 2000. Our slogan was, "It's a millennial miracle." We made it.
I was the class of the dime.
Nice.
Also, you can slap me for ever doing that one again. The rock star's kicking in.
Yay.
Makes
Hey
me so
now,
happy.
you're a rock star. Get your game on.
Go play. Hey now, you're an all-star.
Actually,
Yeah.
there is one upside to the fact that there's so many younger adults in this stream. It's nice to know that all of you are taking an intellectual and rational view to the practice.
I don't know how intellectual this stream is right now. I'm just saying.
Okay, as far as Magical Coffee Hour, she might have a point on me there. But overall, as the viewer base goes, I'm really proud to see that so many are doing that, because it actually gives me hope for the future of Magic. That we're going to be able to get a little bit more logic back into it and a little less crazy.
There's nothing mature about me half the time. Oh. What are your thoughts on tulpas and creating your own spiritual entity? And Hellcat says, are you saying we are childish? Okay, guilty from time to time.
Yeah, everybody is. You gotta hang on to some of that.
You said that. So now in about 3 or 4 years, the world implodes. I feel like a million years old. I apologize for the alcohol talking. When sober, I am very serious. Ha! Like a Build-A-Bear for entities? Oh my god, if I could put an entity in one of my Build-A-Bears, I would be so happy.
You can.
Oh, hell yeah.
Tulpas.
Take care of it. I already have two.
Tulpas are a type of entity. I've not really worked with a lot of them. But as far as creating your own entity, that's covered in egregores and servitors, which I did do a basic introduction to servitor magic on the channel. And honestly, I love servitor magic. It's very versatile. It allows you to get a lot done. It's like delegating. You just get to make your own little magical army of people who specialize in tasks for you. I mean, you can't go wrong with it. Well, okay, you can go wrong with it. But if done right, like if you follow the process that I lay out in that video, you can't go wrong with it. And it's a fascinating area of magic to get into. And I definitely, I would, if you haven't done it, I would look into it and start working with it. Start creating a servitor or two to get you going. I actually have one servitor that actually helps me with research and studying, because I get distracted easy. So, that servitor helps me stay on task and helps me absorb and retain the information better. In fact, I used it just yesterday to help me learn spreadsheets, because I'm not computer savvy. So I actually went to that servitor and actually had that servitor help me learn everything I needed about the spreadsheet program to accomplish the task at hand yesterday. So, fascinating area. And you can actually, the Build-A-Bear for entities. Yep, you can make your own entities, and you can link the entity to an item. So, in servitor magic, a vessel's pretty common. I honestly kind of cheap out, and I just use a page of a notebook. That way all my servitors are in one notebook in an easily file system.
Like from Frozen 2? Is that what you're talking about when you say fire salamander? Did you just really steal my blanket?
But, you could create a servitor and Put it in one of your Build-A-Bears. You could even give it the personality, voice, and mannerisms of Baby Yo-Yo.
No, let's not do the voice because good God,
So
that
you
thing
could
creeps
you
me
could
out when I roll on
literally
it.
you could literally create a protector servitor that looks like Baby Yo-Yo, and it would protect your home.
All I'm saying is I would not want it to sound like Baby Yo-Yo because when I rolled over on that the other night at like 2 o'clock in the morning, it scared the shit out of me. Okay? I don't have kids, and hearing a baby laugh in the middle of the night when it's pitch black, hell nah. No.
Well, you
no,
know the
I
old
watched-
saying, there's not a sweeter
I've watched
sound in the
Insidious.
world like a
I saw
baby's
Insidious,
laughter.
I saw The Ring.
Unless it's 3 in the morning and there's no children in your house.
No. There's a reason why I didn't have kids. That's one of them. That's one of the like 25 million reasons why, but that's one of them. It's like much higher on the, or much further on the list than, you know, some of the others. But yeah, it's definitely one of them. Don't want to hear creepy laughter in the middle of the night. Nope.
Honestly, creepy laughter in the middle of the night's pretty much a norm around here anymore.
Well, remind me not to spend the night at your house when I'm in Virginia again. Granted, the next time I'm in Virginia, I'm probably, well, I'm going to be stuck at training.
Yeah. Most likely.
Well, I mean, I might be there for like 2 months if the class that I'm supposed to take goes through. If not, well, I might do it in San Diego. Kind of pushing for Virginia just so I can go and see family out there.
I'm not sure I follow the origami paper thing. Are you talking about could you use them for servitors? Definitely. That would be a really cool artistic way, actually.
Ryan says, have you heard of the Council of Dragons? One of my dragon guides says there's a Council of Dragons that decides on matters. Have you heard of that?
Yep.
Hellcat says, can we have a magical ice cream hour? Fuck yes, we can! I mean, sorry. Yes. Matthias, I knew I liked you, bro.
Yeah, there is actually a council of dragons, and they do kind of vote and decide on different issues of the balance.
Nah, I don't count them as kids. They're my slave drivers.
And they also actually vote on when and if dragons should intervene in things. Like at this point in time, Earth is kind of still voted on a let the humans see if they can figure it out on their own. And we'll just kind of keep the energies more or less okay. But I do think humans are kind of getting to the line where the dragons might be like, okay, we might want to actually do something before they burn this place down. I don't want to speak for them, but...
Rouse wants to know, have vessels been known to move on their own? Savant wants to know, or Savant says, Linda, you're so funny and crazy, but still charming. Aw, thanks, friend. There's a reason I am called Caffeine and Chaos.
Vessels can occasionally move on their own to a limited extent. And that's because the servitor itself is bound to it, so for the servitor to move it on its own is very, very difficult because it's actually supposed to be a limiting device for the servitor. That said, you got multiple servitors running around the house. One servitor moving another one's vessel isn't out of the question, especially if they have enough tangibility and energy to affect the physical. I generally try not to give mine that much energy because I got enough issues with dragons and Loki and Fae and Mab and Odin drinking my mead that I don't need things I create messing with my stuff too. But it is potentially possible.
Have you ever run into watchers that try and suppress you with an aura of fear when you get knowledge you're not supposed to know?
Only angelic.
And then can a bonded servitor to your phones? I mean, I wonder how that would be actually.
The only entities I've ever ran into that when it comes to knowledge, they don't want you to know or you're not supposed to have yet. The only ones I've ran into where they try to use fear tactics is angels. That's the only ones. Dragons, they'll usually they will give you the logic behind why they think you're not ready, but they respect your free will enough to be like, this is why. But if you still want to do it, let's start here and work up to it. So, yeah, dragons don't really try to suppress it. Now, that said, I know dragons that, well, just their presence can be scary and they don't realize it. But it's not something they're meaning to do. But I have encountered it.
Hellcat says we need a mead flavored ice cream. Halloween says we need an ice cream flavored mead. Hellcat says yum. And then
Mead flavored ice cream is pretty easy to do. I've actually done that before.
My dragons usually troll me and poke me in the eyes at night. It sounds very
You can bind a servitor to a phone. But here's the thing. You can only bind one servitor to one object. You can't double up. And the arcane energy can really screw with your electronics. And if you own an Apple product, please don't use it for magic, because those seem to be the ones most susceptible to magical energy for whatever reason. I've yet to figure it out. I cannot hold an Apple device for more than 30 minutes without it dying. So, yeah. I can't own Apple devices. The only Apple devices that don't fry around me is the iPods. I guess I don't know if they're made more durable or what. Of course,
Bonnie says dragons are toddlers, and then Daniel says draconic magic to combine with dragon magic. Is it possible?
Yeah, you could actually follow the draconic path. Like the draconic ritual book, which I reviewed on the channel. You could easily follow that path as well as study dragon magic. Because when I was researching the draconic path and that ritual book, because now obviously I wanted to know what the differences were and the similarities. The dragons had a blast with it. They got along really well with the entities. And I'm glad they did, because again, when I was working with the Cliff Off, the dragons had no issues working in that framework as well. So yeah, you can definitely combine them. I can honestly say, if you study and learn dragon magic, which is pretty much learning how to work with dragons, at that point you can dive into any energy current. I've not found an energy current yet that dragons are unwilling to work with. Which is one of my favorite things about dragon magic and why I find it to be such a fascinating foundational practice. Because you really can just, it's like going into Baskin Robbins and sampling everything. So if you're a knowledge junkie like me, yeah, it's a great foundation that lets you just keep diving in and learning new stuff.
You know, we keep talking about desserts. I have been so good about not eating any kind of actual dessert, like baked goods type of dessert, in like a week, 2 weeks.
I'm 4 weeks
now.
with no desserts.
Hell yeah. And I think I might order cheesecake here in a minute because of all you assholes. Just letting you
Order
guys know.
cheesecake? How do you order cheesecake?
Hello, DoorDash plus Cheesecake Factory.
Oh, I don't trust those guys.
Best invention. Well, now they've got a thing where like they seal it with like these special stickers at the store that you buy it from. And if the seal's broken, you get it for free. You just have to like report it immediately upon receipt. Astral attacks come from mean spirits, but how do they get to you? / how are they sent?
Well, it could be honestly, there are just nasty, random, roaming spirits. 98% of the time, it's a human spirit. The other 2% of the time, yeah. The other 2% of the time, it's more, well, I'd say 1% of the time, it's energy that has taken on some consciousness, or it's a thought form that got loose and went rogue, that kind of thing. And then you do have that really, 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 really small percentage of the time where it's something else. And now, mind you, that's all within those random roaming spirits. Now, how do they get sent? Honestly, magicians, if they know evocation or they're in contact with entities, it's within their power to make a request to send something your way, which is why defensive magic is just as important as any other. I know people really don't want to think about baneful styles of magic, but they're there, they're real, and you do kind of have to know about them and study them. Because unfortunately, I've met more than my fair share of practitioners. Their egos get away with them. They're just buttholes, and if you even look at them wrong, they get all offended. Next thing you know, they're wanting to try and curse you or some crap. But yeah, it's usually a magician or somebody is the one that's sending them. In the case of the roaming ones, when you do magic, you're harnessing energy. And energy is like flipping on the vacancy sign and the buffet sign. And yeah, when you do large amounts of magic, you are flipping on the all you can eat for free sign. So they'll come toward that. So for dragon magic practitioners, one of the aspects of the ritual of the flame is to make sure the area is cleared of all that stuff.
Okay, Ralph says Steve Jobs was a devil worshiper, confirmed. Have you worked with the world serpent? And Savant says, why do you think it is always emphasized that the devil is bad, Lucifer is bad, and that trying to contact him is deemed to lose your soul? Lucifer is the one that stands for free will, so hey, hush. So why all the fuss? Angel of love and light, something, okay. And Bernoldus says you get a hex, and you get a hex, and you get a curse, and you get bacon grease and a match. And Savant says, yep, I actually find his history quite harm made to be dead.
Yeah, I'll take 3 curses and a pound of bacon. Yes, I have worked with Jormungandr, and he's a fascinating entity to work with. And I'm actually wanting to do a video on him, and when I get around to videotaping my Norse course on Norse magic, I'm actually going to be including him as well as the other children in there, because they don't really get enough attention. And Jormungandr, he's an entity I'm still trying to figure out and get to know, because usually when it comes to dragons, there's a very clean cut, this is a dragon, this is not. And dragons will ultimately say Jormungandr's a dragon. They don't question it. But at the same time, his lineage and everything contradicts that statement in many ways. But then I look at who his parents are, and it's like that could be a contradiction that really needs explored more. But he does fall. He's actually a mixed element dragon. So you have chaos, you have the maelstrom, you have water, and you have earth, all within this one entity. And it makes him very, very tricky to work with, because you can't approach him without approaching all 4 of those elements at once. And as many of you know, both maelstrom and the chaos element are the very last 2 in dragon magic. So they're 2 of the hardest elements to work with. But he himself is a pretty decent entity to work with, very knowledgeable, wise. He's actually the entity that scared the bejeebus out of me and scared me out of my trance to where I actually jumped. And I literally jumped up from meditation and back against the wall. It startled me so bad.
Have a good one, Lord Neo. Ryan says, on that note, have you experienced that if you go to a restaurant or a buffet, dragons can eat the energy that comes off the food? Mine always enjoy when I visit buffets with my wife. I too enjoy going to
Well, as to the
buffets.
Lucifer thing, Lucifer's story, it's like many entities throughout history. One religion gets a hold of something and spins it to suit a narrative. That's why I always tell people, if you're interested in learning about an entity, research their lore as much as you can. Try to read between the lines as best you can. Try to separate the lore from the dogma. And then if you still want to get to know the entity better, that's when you reach out and contact them directly. And on that note, yes, dragons feed on energy. That's what they eat, is energy. So that's why when I talk about giving dragons offerings, I tell you to charge a crystal, because it's the energy they want. And I mean, they won't take it without permission or anything, but yeah, like ambient energy in a restaurant, especially at buffets, is crazy high. So yeah, they love it. In fact, as much as I enjoy restaurants, if I go to a buffet, I actually go to the buffet more for my dragons than me.
I go for the crab legs.
You can't wait for that class. Well, it looks like the Norse class is going to get broke up. I was hoping to be able to slam it into one class, but it is going to be broke up into different classes for y'all. And it's looking like the runic magic class will be first, Ani, so I'm sure you'll be happy about that. But each of the classes will build on each other, just like I did with or am doing with the dragon magic classes. But I'll also make sure, I'm going to say this. I'm going to try to make them standalone also, in case you're only interested in one aspect. If I can. I can't promise that I can do that yet. But I am going to try.
Yes, Lucifer on Netflix. Comic book's good too, but the actor who plays him on Netflix, delicious. I would eat ice cream off his ass any day.
Lucifer gets a bad rap. He really does. And Lucifer on Netflix is freaking awesome.
But would you eat ice cream off his abs?
I don't usually swing that way, but for him, I might. He's high on the consider list. I mean, dark hair, accent, and he's freaking cut as hell. So, I mean, yeah.
When's my husband coming home again? Anyways, how are you guys doing? Hey, Drake.
Yeah.
You know what time it is?
Oh, is it that time? Yeah, it is that time.
It is that time.
Well, I guess we're going to have to wind her up. Or wind it down.
Okay, so you want to go over what you did on Ramblings, what you got going on this week, what you plan on putting out this week, and what's your weekly challenge for the week?
Weekly challenge we don't have.
Well, that's dumb.
It is dumb. It's been a crazy week. But
okay,
Tuesday,
I still love you.
The video y'all have been requesting on rules for working with the Fae. It's recorded. It's going live Tuesday. So that's finally going up there.
Have a good night, Hellcat.
We have been working hard on getting the Dragon Magic 102 course set up and ready, and it's already started to film. So you can be looking for that roughly August, September time for those of you already taking the 101 course. And we're almost done figuring out how we're going to organize the Norse stuff. And for those who don't know, the little slash beach towel altar cloths came in on the shop. So if you wanted a altar cloth for Dragon Magic, those are in, and they came out fantastic, by the way. And they're great for outdoor work.
Good night, you guys. Looking forward to Dragon Magic 102. 101 is excellent. Hint Saturday. Mooncat, is that your birthday?
Might be.
Oh, shit. Mooncat, are you and Hellcat related?
Sorta.
Oh wait, no, cat's spelled differently. Never mind. Ignore me. I'm being dumb. Ani, I saw where you pinned my rap, by the way, and that made me laugh. Oh, okay, so I did put 2 and 2 together and I got fish. Awesome. Well,
Wait,
that's
what?
awesome. And yes, it is her birthday. Hellcat says that's their mate.
Yeah,
So-
that I knew. I was trying to
I-
figure out the fish thing.
Oh, 2 and 2 equals fish. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
It's
Completely derailed my thought process on that.
not doing the
yeah.
rap. You know what? I got a weekly challenge for you guys.
Oh, shit.
I got one.
Here we go.
If we can get this channel right here,
What channel?
up to 1.5, but the total followers needs to be either 1,537 or 1,573. If we can get the viewer count up to that by next week, I will rap on stream.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, people. Start sharing. Start getting people to sub. I want to see this.
But the number has to be either 537 or 573 in order for me to do it. You have to surpass one or the other.
Okay, so it don't have to be exactly on that number.
No, it just needs to go over. So if we get past either one of those numbers, I will rap.
Okay. So as long as they pass 1,537, you're
Or
rapping.
1,573. Yes. Because if you surpass 537, then go to 573.
No, I see your logic. I see your logic.
No.
I'm an old gambler. I'm a stickler
Hold
for
on a second.
details.
Hold on a second. Hold
Okay.
on. Stop. Hey.
So y'all, we gotta make this happen. We gotta get her rapping
There's
on,
nothing out there.
because that's gonna be fun.
Go. Go.
And she was so adamant last week that she wouldn't do it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh. Sorry about that. Apparently the dogs thought there was something in the backyard.
Mathis gave you a rap name already.
Little caffeine. Okay, I can do that. I said she's going to create some alts.
So we got 1 week to do this?
1 week. Shouldn't be that hard. It's only like over 100 people.
It is actually, because yeah, we broke
It's
400.
doable.
That's
it's
very doable, guys.
You guys can do it. But if you get past 537, you need to pass 573.
I'm not saying you all should do this, but I'm kind of planning to post this challenge on all my social media now,
Do it.
so that everybody who watches my social media and the coffee hour is fully aware that Linda will soon be rapping if they go subscribe, because
I will rap live on this channel. I will even make some extra verses to the song. And Will, if you want to see the quality of the rap, just go to the Discord channel under, is it after coffee hour that I posted that?
it should have been if you, yeah.
It's pinned in after coffee hour. So just go check it out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hellcat says they're going to some extra accounts too. So it looks like I'm going to be rapping on stream. I mean, I sing for you guys all the time. So I don't see what the novelty of this is, but you know.
I'll have to download and cut that snippet out so I can send that to Seffi.
Which one?
If you rap, because I actually found out I can download the live streams to my computer.
Yeah.
So if you do that, I'll be downloading it just to cut that section out so I can email her it.
I'm so happy. Would you guys also like me to dress up and just go full into it? You know, go and get me some like 80s rapper gear?
I would. I mean, I kind of figure my sound one's going to Be hilarious.
All right, I'm gonna be like rolling up in here like Eminem. I'm gonna have my baggy pants on. I'm gonna have my freaking bandana on. I'll get me one of my flat bills out. I got you guys, but you guys got to make that subscriber count go up ASAP. All right, so there's my weekly challenge for you guys.
That was like the greatest treat ever. I did not expect that. Thank you, Linda. That made my day.
Love you. Mwah.
Mwah. To you too. And people, don't forget. I know it's crazy. I know it's like you got a better chance of finding a snipe while snipe hunting. But do go over to Caffeine and Chaos on Twitch. Subscribe, and it will tell you when she randomly streams.
Hey, I've been pretty consistent. I just kind of took off a week.
So, and believe me, if you want to laugh while you're doing other things, just cue up her stream while she's streaming.
I typically run my horse into walls because I can't pay attention.
If I was that horse, I'd have done stood up and beat the hell out of you.
I mean, there was the horse that I tried shooting in the face, and then like I somehow managed to not kill it by shooting it in the face. So then it ended up like stomping me and killing me. So that was great.
You deserved it. Shoot the poor horse in the face. You big meanie.
I did. I'm a terrible person. I'll have Baby Yo-Yo if I wear Star Wars gear. Shit, I'll do it in a onesie. I got onesies, bro.
Oh, Lord. You know, you should actually live stream you playing Breath of the Wild sometime. Considering the way that game's made up, that's got to be hilarious to see.
Well, considering how much I rage over games I actually love playing.
Exactly.
I don't know if I'd be able to stay affiliated if I do something like that, though.
Oh, yeah. Don't want you to lose your affiliations.
Yeah, considering I just got another paycheck from Twitch.
Yeah.
I kind of enjoy the money.
Well, we'll figure something out. All right, people. Definitely in this next week, I've got to see this. That is on my bucket list, people.
You're not allowed to die after I wrap, though. All right, boys and girls, girls and boys, and everybody in between, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us during the Magickal Coffee Hour. You guys have been fantastic. Sorry that this isn't our typical Magickal Coffee Hour. We're really exhausted this week. So, go get us those subscribers. Meet us back here next week. If you guys can successfully get all those subscribers here, I will uphold my end of the bargain. I will make sure that I do it up and do it right. So, thank you for coming and hanging out with us. I'm Belinda, also known as Caffeine and Chaos. That handsome guy over there is Drake, the working dragon mystic. Thanks, and we will see you guys next Sunday.
Take it easy, everyone.
Bye!
Okay, sing them off while I figure out what I'm doing here. There's the problem. Wrong computer.
Why do you have two computers going?
I'll explain it off when I'm not fighting with this.